Dominique is a big physical running back out of Crowley, Texas. He had been on some different trips, and he was another one that had been involved with Missouri. We felt like we needed a big physical back, and so we went after him, and he was ecstatic to be a part of the University of Arkansas, and so he committed to us over the last day or two. Myles Slusher. Myles Slusher committed to us last night about midnight, and his decision was weighing on him. His parents came in here and himself this weekend. I had been recruiting Myles when I was at University of Georgia, and there's a lot of excitement about him. He has speed. He comes from Broken Arrow. David Alexander is the head coach. They won the state his junior year. Has outstanding parents in Blanca and PJ, and it was a good get for us. Next guy is Stuart Stuart. Schad Stuart was the first guy as a head coach at Arkansas that I was able to see. And the thing I like about him is he's relentless in his effort and the way he plays the game. I had no idea that he's really as big as what he was. I had watched his tape. Obviously, I didn't know him well, but I knew that he loved the Razorbacks. And so after the press conference last Monday, that evening, we flew out there. He was the first guy that I was able to see. And what a wonderful family, what a wonderful kid. Obviously, we're excited about him. Tole, I went to see him on Tuesday of last week. They had some of the best barbecue possible in Arkansas at their house, and the parents are unbelievable, just very, very fine folks. He's an early out. He'll be here in January. A great-looking kid. We're looking at him as several different positions on the D-line. He can run. He loves the Razorbacks. His parents love the Razorbacks, and he was one that was committed to us, that stayed with us. And currently, they're in Cancun. Katrell Wallace was the second guy that I saw as a head coach at Arkansas. They have a great family, a wonderful home. He loves the Razorbacks. You know, this guy right here is a really good football player. I think he can play defensive end. I think he can stand up as what you might call a jack linebacker or a weak side backer. I think you can stand him up in a three down front. I think you can put him down on the line in a four-man front. But we're really excited about him and his ability to run with his length. So I'm not positive where we will play him, but I am positive that we're excited that he's on our football team. With that said, we went out. We used every day we had on the road, and except for Friday. Friday we stayed in because we had recruits coming in the weekend. We had a wonderful weekend. Our staff did an outstanding job hosting, and when we have a little bit more time for the people to get to know us, and when we get them on campus, we feel like we have a strong opportunity to increase our football team in numbers and in talent. So with that said, you can ask any question you want.
Hey, Coach, You got some offensive linemen, linebackers, and safety. Have you had a chance to really, with recruiting and hiring coaches, to look at this roster and kind of decide what needs you have moving forward, and if so, what are those needs for the rest of the class?
Well, I've had a chance to look at our roster. Obviously, I'd be lying to you if I was as in-depth understanding our roster as what I need to. But and I don't really want to say, in all respect to our players that we have right now, I do know that this particular early signing day, we were just going after the best players at any position that we could get. And we want them to be good kids, and we want them to love Arkansas, but we were just going after who we liked off of film, to be honest with you. I think starting tomorrow and on Friday, I think we'll get a little bit more in depth of what we have. To be honest with you, I know what we have. We've watched a lot of tape on our own current players. I talked to all 80-something on the team Monday and Tuesday, but I would rather not go into detail of what we're going after. I think you guys know what we need, and we do too.
Hey, Sam, I don't think Arkansas has beaten Mizzou since your last season here, so it's been a pretty lopsided series. How big is it to flip guys, not just from an SEC school, but a team you play every year, and obviously adding Missouri coaches help? But could you kind of give some more detail on how you flip these guys?
Well, I hire coaches because of a lot of reasons. One of them is because they're great people, and relationships mean something. So if you look over this signing day, and you look at Dominique, and you look at Curry, and I mean, you're looking at guys that had relationships, and they were willing to, when their coaches left, they were willing to come with them, and even if it was another university. So I don't know if it has as much to do with Missouri as it does that we happened to hire some Missouri coaches and they came with them, but we wanted those guys, and we were able, because of the relationships, to get them.
Is it big to flip guys from the school you play every year? Is that accurate?
I'm sure it doesn't hurt. We're just trying to get people who want to be here right now, and Missouri's got to do what they got to do, and we have to do what we have to do right now.
You have the ability to sign the full allotment of 25, or where are you at with that?
We do, and I'll tell you this, we're going to sign as many good players as we can. But I'll tell you what we're not going to do. We're not going to sign 25 and 5 of them we're not doing somersaults for. We're going to sign good football players and good people. And if the number ends up at 18, then we'll be fine with it. If it ends up at 22, then we'll be fine with it. But we're going after people that we like, and we're going after them obviously in positions of need. But we're not going to stretch here. We obviously could have had a few more in this class, but we wanted the guys that were signed today, and I'm not telling that we didn't want some other guys that may have went somewhere else. I'm not saying that, but the ones that we have currently on the roster are the ones that we wanted.
Coach, you got Schad listed as D-line / linebacker. What do you foresee
Who
there?
you talking about?
Stuart.
Yeah.
Schad. Do you think he can make that transition to linebacker?
I do. I mean, to be honest with you, I was told that sometimes they have to slow down practice because this guy doesn't have there's no throttle on him. He just, and so I think probably, as a coach, your job is to get the best players on the field, and so at the same time. So If he happens to be that defensive end who might bulk up to 60, 260 or 65, if he stays around that 240, 245 mark, he might stand up and be some type of another jack type guy. But to me, this guy's an Arkansas Razorback. He's exactly what we want, motor-wise, physicality. So we're certainly going to try to get him on the field as fast as we can.
Just given this team's situation, do you recruit more on instant need or still projecting down the road with redshirting and developing?
Well, I want to get the best players in America because, as you all know, I truly believe that Arkansas is the best place in America. I believe that. And so this next go-round, there may be some guys that we're going, hey, this guy's a little light, but he's got great feet, or, we may go that way a little bit more. We might not, but we're basically trying to recruit guys that we think can come in here and challenge for a position early in their career.
Sam, could you speak to the composition of the remaining staff, and did you get a linebacker and cornerbacks coach in the last day, and how the rest of this will proceed?
Well, I don't think we've talked about a linebacker coach and a corner coach, but we like who we have on our staff. I would anticipate that we would get completed, I don't know, sometime around Monday or Tuesday of next week. However, we may be looking at some guys that are currently in a bowl situation, and so we may have to wait until their games are completed to hire them.
Coach, I think you said with Myles Slusher, 11:45, you guys were waiting around to find out where he was committing. What was that like? Was that pins and needles, just kind of sweating it out? I mean, he's
It's
a
awesome,
pretty
man.
big-time prospect. So
Recruiting is awesome. I mean, it's competition. It's selling you, it's selling the university, it's selling the state of Arkansas. And actually, I was driving home, and he called me on the phone, and usually if they call you 11:45, it's not to tell you they're going to go someplace else. I've yet to ever get a player at his press conference that he didn't tell me he was coming before the press conference. So there's always that little glimmer of hope. You always lose. He's going to tell the team he's going to. And so last night when he told me, it was a great get for the university. Because he's such a good kid too. But we wanted him at Georgia, and obviously there were some really good teams on his list, and I'm just glad that his parents are going to be able to see him play, that he's an hour and 45 minutes away from them. But yeah, that's about normal right now. So I was up, and we talked several times back and forth, and text his parents and all that. So it was those days are awesome. I mean, when you win a battle for a guy like that, they're incredible.